Hello, hello, hello. Listen, let's get started. I'm your girl, Saran. I have a lot to talk to you about today. So let me make sure my sound is working and then we are going to get going because I got some things you need to know. All right, so it looks like my sound is working. Anyway, today, we're going to talk about mastering your money. This is something that I hear people talk about all the time, but really, what people want when they say, "Oh, I want to master my money," is they just want more money. But the reality is, if you can't manage a little bit of money, you can't manage a lot of money. You can't manage $100, you can't manage $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, $1,000,000, right? And that's a lot of times where you see folks are winning the lottery. They're getting, if they're lucky, they're getting an inheritance, maybe a large sum of money, but they never mastered themselves to master their money. And so the money comes and it goes very quickly. So before we go too deep into it, I want to make sure you have your money manifestation for today. Hey, Sherelle, it's I am capable of mastering my finances and reaching my financial goals. I am capable of mastering my finances and reaching my financial goals. That's your weekly money manifestation for this week. Now, I'm going to go into some things that I don't typically talk about, but I'm going to get all up in your business today. Because here's the thing, with our money mastery, it really isn't about the money, it's about self mastery. It's more about you mastering you and your behaviors and your emotions are tied to what you do with money. So I got a couple things I'm going to go through. The first thing is stop it. Stop being reactive with your money. Learn to plan ahead. I've talked about this in very long detail and detailed videos where we talk about putting together a financial plan for the year, putting together a spend plan, what you want to do year over year versus paycheck to paycheck. Having a plan, a goal for that year, things you want to meet, knowing that I want to buy X amount of stocks, I want to do X amount of crypto, I want to make sure that I have this amount of money set aside for future investments. I want to take a training class on a specific type, something specific to your money. Maybe you want to learn how to do real estate investing. Maybe you want to learn commercial real estate. Maybe you want to learn about land trust. Maybe you want to learn more about stocks and learn how to trade options, but having a plan for that. Because oftentimes when I talk to people and I talk to lots of clients throughout the week, we're mostly being reactive with our money. And I'm saying we because it's usually us women, because what we have, we got the kids, we got the dog, we got the husband, the honeydew, we got mama and them that we taking care of. We got our brothers and sisters that we support. And we got a whole village of people that we're responsible for. And a lot of times, even if you did have a plan, there's all these other things that are happening. And somehow you get involved and your money gets involved, right? Because your emotions are involved. And so the thing is that I want us to start working on not being reactive with our money, because not being reactive will allow us to put more money aside towards, hey, soul libation, um, the will allow us to put more money towards our future. Again, money mastery is self mastery, right? And if you've ever mastered anything in your life, you can ask yourself this question: what did you do to master it? Maybe you're good at sports, maybe you're a writer, maybe you're a videographer, maybe you're a social media star. I don't know. I mean, that's like a full-time job, right? And the thing is, but what did you do to master it? You practice and practice and practice, not until you just got it right, but until you never were able to get it wrong. And it's the same thing with our money. We have to practice not being reactive. Now, the first couple times things come up, you might still react, but just practice one time not reacting emotionally. And then the next time it comes up, you'll be able to do it, more than one. And I always say this and my family gets on me, but a lot of times my first answer is no. Before you finish your question, no. Like you didn't even hear the question yet. I know. I'm just getting the no out first so that I'm in practice to let you know that the answer is no, but I'll hear your conversation out, right? And not making a decision in the moment does allow you to not make reactive decisions, right? Sometimes I don't call people back for like a week. They don't like it. But if I know it's something that I got to make a decision about my money to participate in whatever they have going on, not in a lack of love kind of way, but in a we got to love ourselves first and take care of ourselves first. And then we have to love others. I think we get it in reverse a lot of times. And we're so busy loving everyone else, we're not taking care of ourselves, right? The other thing is to automate it. You set these financial goals for the year. Where's your automation strategy? Where's your automatic transfer to that account? Where's your automatic upload to the investment vehicle that you choose or the strategic savings vehicle that you use? Where is the automation so you don't get to touch it first? I'm just saying we're creatures of habit. If it's in our spending checking account, and if you don't have more than one account, shame on you. You need more than one. But if it's in your bill pay account, and the money's in there, then you're going to pay bills. If it's in your spending account where you spend money out of on a regular basis, it's going to get spent. So have that money go directly where you want it to be immediately. So you don't even have to know. You don't even have to question. Kind of like Uncle Sam. He don't trust you to hold his money to the end of the year. He take his money off the top. That's what Uncle Sam does. So why don't you take your money off the top for your future? I'm just saying, Uncle Sam's got more priority than you, but it's your money. I digress. Anyway, of course, you want to make a budget, but that's not to be restrictive. Again, you really need to know what you want to spend for the year, a spend plan. I have a goal to have, and I'll just share. So someone or me or whoever, you can say, I have a goal to have $10,000 invested in stocks by the end of the year. And so if that's your goal, then you take that $10,000 goal and work it into your budget and figure out how to make it work. Because if you take 10,000 and divide it by however many pay periods you have, then you'll see, well, man, I need to do $600 a month or $800 a paycheck or whatever it is. I didn't do the math really fast, but you'll really see how that fits into your lifestyle. But you haven't set any goals to try to figure it out, and you may adjust your goal so that it fits. But you really have to do that thing. You have to master it, because the biggest thing about it is it's no different than if you were weightlifting and you're bodybuilding. It's consistency, consistency, consistency. So if you're not showing up to the gym for the 3 to 5 times a week to work out, then why would you expect to build muscles? Same thing. If you're not having your money go and do what you wanted to do, or setting up a system to where it automatically goes into your investment accounts, your savings account, your emergency fund, your future fund, your future having fun account, or travel account, or whatever the goal is, whatever the place is you want the money to go, you don't really want it to go there. You living on a hope, wish, and a prayer. And I get it. Hope and wishing and prayers got you where you are now. But how much longer you want to be living like that? Make a plan. Get it together. That's all I'm saying. Of course, nobody likes to hear this, but invest in yourself. Everybody's always talking about invest, but where's the investment in your mind, your heart, and your spirit? Where's the investment in making you whole? Where's the investment in making sure that you can love yourself? Where's the investment on learning about money? If I were to ask you right now, those of you watching live, how many financial books do you have in your house right now? I bet you couldn't say 5. 5 books. If you don't have at least 5 books in your house that talk about money, then you are not investing enough in yourself. Do you have any courses that maybe you bought about money? Do you have any, you might have 5 YouTube channels that you subscribe to, but do you actually go and watch the videos every week? Interact with the person who's speaking. Try to catch them live when they're posting so that you can ask your questions real time. Where is your investment in yourself and your own money IQ? Because the more you know about money, the better you get about money. Ever ask this question to yourself? I wonder why they don't teach me about money in high school. They don't teach me about money in college. They don't have the kind of conversations that many of you are getting now on YouTube from people like me and my other colleagues in the industry. Because if you don't know how to manage your money, guess what you do? You spend it as fast as you get. As soon as it comes in, and who does it go to? The people who figured out how to master money have figured out how to separate you from your money, right? That's right. Soul Liberation said you got books, videos, and you even pay for professionals to help you. That is what you need to do. And that's important. Invest in yourself. And then if your money's kind of jacked up, And even if your money's kind of good, and I find this, if you are making a lot of money and you're in a place where you probably have more money than maybe you've had before, all your bills are paid, and you got a lot of excess money coming in, that's probably when you need to track the most. I mean, you do track. Most people try to track when it's tight and they're penny pinching. But when you have more money, you need to track and be more disciplined with yourself, because you will blow more money faster than you think because you got it. It's like, oh, I got it. Let me just click order on Amazon. Oh, I got $200 worth of stuff in my Amazon cart. Let me click order. Oh, I went by the shoe store. I didn't need anything. I don't have any special events coming up. I just wanted to buy 3 pairs of shoes. And you walk out, spend $600-700 on sneakers, because you know sneakers are like $200 a pop, right? But you spent all this money because you didn't track it. You didn't have a goal for that money. Money has to be told what to do. Look at money as energy. If you don't direct your energy, then where does your energy go? Your energy goes all over the place. You can find yourself in chaos. You can find yourself just kind of all over the place. And the next thing you know, like, I wonder what I was supposed to be doing today, because you gave yourself absolutely no direction. Now, for some people, they're a little bit more free flowing and they live in the chaotic space and it works for them, right? But you still should know at least 1 to 2 things that you want to get done that day, right? One of the things I say to myself in the morning is I say, I commit to getting these 3 things done today. If nothing else happens, these 3 things are going to get done today. So that I know for the day, I have a direction. I'm specific, it's measurable, and I know when I'm done with it, right? So I have 3 things. I don't overwhelm myself. My 3 things could be get up and go to the gym in the morning. It could be make sure I finish at least 1 or 2 things on my to-do list that I've been, kind of behind on. And the other thing could be just reconnecting with reconnecting with someone, calling or texting them, checking on them. But it doesn't have to be big major things, but you have to be committed to doing something every day. If you don't commit to anything, your energy is all over the place. It's the same thing with your money. If you don't commit your money to something, it goes wherever it wants to go. It's energy. It's a representation of your energy. It's the paper form of your energy, because you went and gave your energy to whatever your work is, your business, or however you generate income for your family. You gave your energy and your time to getting that done. In exchange, you're rewarded with a piece of paper that represents that energy that you've poured into it. And so now you have this piece of paper. This is not money, but you have this piece of paper. We'll call this money. And you get to take that piece of paper and go and exchange it for goods and services. Now, when I tell people this, they don't like it. But the reality is this: if you look around your home right now, or you look around your space that you're in right now, whether you're at home or in your car or in your office or your workplace, and it's somewhere that's personal to you, you can look around your space and you can tell right now where all your money is, because you're looking at the items that money was exchanged for, right? I can do it too. I'm sitting in my office. On the other side of my office, I have a bookshelf, and it's a lot of books. So I know I bought a lot of books, right? Most of the books are about money and mindset, because that's what I like. I invest in my own mindset mastery and money mastery, right? And not just because it's a job or it's a part of my business, but because I really believe in it, right? And so the thing is that tracking your money is also almost like tracking your energy. Where's your energy going? Are you wasting it? And I heard, I was listening to a podcast earlier today because I like them. And Tony Robbins was saying one thing. And I was listening to one of the Tony Robbins podcasts. And in it, he said, if you when you get angry at something, when you get angry and overly emotional about something, mad, you're like, somebody's come, they've really teed you off, and it drains your energy for about 2 hours. It not only drains your energy, it also impacts your ability, your immune system. And your immune system depletes during the time that you spent being angry, fearful, and all those negative emotions. Your whole body is impacted by your emotional state, right? And if you look at emotion as in motion versus just emotion, your emotions are always moving. And we have to really think about how that's going to impact us, right? Now, the other thing I always talk to people about is pay your debts off. as fast as you can in the most efficient way. Now, to be clear, with the current climate that's happening in the world, cash is king. So I'm not telling you, and again, this is an advice, we're doing education. Don't go run off and empty out your savings account to pay off your debt. That is not what you need to do. Cash is king. If you don't remember anything else I'm talking about today, make sure you got cash, right? But you want to have a systematic plan for paying off your debt and staying out of debt. And the best way to do it is to have that system in place, but to also work on your emotional state that got you in debt. And you're probably like, people don't normally say that. Well, here's the deal. I'll use me. I was in debt maybe 10 years ago. I was unemployed. I had lost my job. I'd been working there 15 years. Typical story. Busted my butt, made a bunch of money for the company. Boom, merger. 3 departments got to go. I'm one of the three departments because they had 4 duplicate departments, right? But now I have a bunch of debt because I was living good. I was making a decent income. My income supported the amount of debt that I had. But when you're not working, you have no income to support that debt. Well, I had to figure out how to get out of debt in that time frame. But in that time frame, I also had to think about why I was in debt. I had a different mentality. I was making enough money to carry the debt. So it made sense for me to just swipe my card. I was collecting points. Who doesn't like to collect points, right? But I wasn't doing it, paying the bills off, paying the card off every month like I had been before, because I had so much income coming in. It didn't matter if I was carrying the balance. My credit score was through the roof, 700 plus seven. I think it was like 720, 780. My credit score was crazy good. So it didn't matter that I had debt. But what happens when things shift, when the world changed for me, I had to figure out how to go from this great credit score, this great income, great amount of available credit to no income and no available credit. Because when they find out you're not working, they reduce all your available credit. Don't let anybody fool you. The banks aren't crazy, right? They're not going to just let you still charge your cards. But the thing is I worked on my mindset. What was it I looked at what was on my credit cards. I suggest anybody that has credit card debt right now, take some time, go pull up those online statements online, because you're not getting them in the mail and you ain't opening them. But go online, pull up the statements and look at those statements. Just look at each one until you get to the one where you actually see where you made charges. Because I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, you probably have not made any charges on that credit card in probably 3 to 6 months, but you still have a balance on it and you have no idea what you bought on that card. So go and look and then ask yourself, did you need to charge that item? Now, I'm not talking emergency situations. You need a refrigerator, you needed a new water heater for your house, you need an HVAC. I'm not talking those big things that are really out of our control. And if we didn't, you don't have home warranty and all those things to cover those types of things. But I'm talking what on that credit card was BS. I'm just saying. I'll just say it for the people in the back who nobody wants to admit it. But what on that credit card was some stuff you could have lived without, that you didn't need to charge to get a line of credit. You didn't need to go into debt to receive, because technically you signed a loan agreement when you got a credit card. So you mean to tell me you took out a loan to buy your new sneakers, you took out a loan to buy your new outfit, you took out a loan to get a meal at your favorite restaurant? That's what we're doing with our credit cards when we're not paying them off every month. And when you start looking at it that way, you'll understand it a little bit differently. If you can, do your best to live below your means. And I know this doesn't apply to everyone because everyone's not making a great salary. Some people are just making ends meet and just making it happen, right? But if you can, find a way to reduce your spending, living below or within your means. And I say this to people all the time. When I talk to clients who make $50,000 and clients who make $150,000, they're almost in the same financial situation, because the person making $150,000 built up a huge lifestyle to go with that income. And the person making $50,000, they have the lifestyle that they can go with, that they can afford as well. And so when you get pay raises and pay increases, the first thing you want to do is not run out and spend that money. You want to find a way to direct that money to be saved or preserve for the future until you get to the point where you can afford to buy whatever it is twice. If you can't buy the house twice, maybe it's not time to buy the house. If you can't buy the car twice, maybe it's not time to charge the car. But, and I'm talking major things. If you can't buy those sneakers 2 times when you go to start, that's definitely not what you want to do. You don't want to charge it. Or, and this is what some of my colleagues do, is if I buy something for $200, then I need to take $200, a matching $200, and save, invest, or grow another account. And so the thing is to really, really, really think about it. And of course, this goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway for the people in the back. Stay disciplined with your spending. Nobody's going to be 100% perfect all the time, but make it your goal to get as close to 100% as possible with what your plan is. And I want to be specific with your plan. What I hear and see a lot of is many of us think the American dream is applicable to everyone, right? So everyone in America can't possibly want to be married, to have 2.5 kids, to have a house with a white picket fence, and the job of their dreams to work for 10, 20, 30 years. That can't possibly be the same for every freaking body in America. There's nowhere on the planet that's everyone's dream. No way. So stop living somebody else's dream. Create your own dream, get it on paper, and work towards that. And stay disciplined with getting where you want to go. If someone were to give me that and say, well, this is what you want to do, it wouldn't work for me. I never stayed committed to that plan because it's not what I want. I want to have a bagel on every continent in America and as many countries as possible. That will serve me a bagel or the equivalent. Well, that's my American dream, right? Someone else's American dream may be different. It's going to be different than mine. They may want to stay here, live in America, and have that regular dream. Some people may say, I want to make so much money I can pay for my parents to retire, or want to buy my parents a house. That's someone else's dream. Stop living someone else's dream. Create your own dream and stay disciplined to it with your spending. That will make you happier. I'm just saying. Now, if you need help, call me. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do. I help people eliminate debt, create income, and create legacies that they can't outlive. That's what I do. But the thing is, I had this whole conversation with you today about mastery. I want you to remember this. You have to master you. And if you have an emotional response to every request that comes across your cell phone, text messages for everyone that you love, and don't get me wrong, I love a lot of people, but I had to work on me and my emotion when it came to making decisions about money and all those around me and how was I going to get to my dream. And I need you to do that too. If we all got to that point, we could do it, right? And the crazy thing is, and I think I had this conversation with a couple of people, is why isn't that givers don't attract givers? And why takers don't attract takers? Why is it always the opposite? Givers always have a whole group of takers. Takers always know a bunch of givers. And so they're moving around. But it'd be nice if the givers kind of got together and gave to each other so then everybody's getting, right? And then the takers just take from each other. But the thing is match yourself up. Align yourself with who you want to be. And I promise you, you will master your money. You will master yourself. And it's the little things that we do that help us to master self and money simultaneously. So that's all I have for today. I would love to stay connected with you. If you are a woman of the melanated hue and you would like to join my new Facebook group, it's free. Me and a couple of other financial professionals, we are helping women with their money one-on-one in the group. It is Melanin and Money for Women. On Facebook, you can join the group. We have live chats. We just kicked it off yesterday. Love for you to join us so we can have more candid conversations in a private setting. Not like this whole YouTube where everybody on the planet can hear what I'm saying, but we can just have a more intimate conversation because we're there to provide a supportive community for women with their finances so that they can become stronger, better, and more financially solvent with their money. And so, last but not least, if you do not remember, this week's money manifestation is I am capable of mastering my finances and reaching my financial goals. And with that, I'm your girl, Saran. Peace, love, and light. Let's get the money right.